She made it already.
You already made. Okay, that's
You're gonna
it's
have
good.
to-
It's good. Try bring it here. Bring it here.
Ponga el bote with Vanessa, she don't listen.
Ponga el vitro acá. El vitro. Eso. Y deja el café aquí. Bueno, está bien. Ahí. Ahora, ya, ahí está bien para que ellos lo
Where
huelan.
she gets coffee?
Smell the coffee. Smell the coffee.
Oh, so nice.
Okay, that is the dark roast. That one is more the taste like the taste of coffee, more chocolatey, more sweet, like strong. Ese es café naranjo, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Okay.
pero
this
yo lo
one-
hago. ¿Sí sabe?
Sí, es que lo voy a hacer.
Él tiene que hacerlo, no sé por qué él lo hace.
Sí, es que lo voy a hacer un toquecito diferente.
Ah, sí.
Sí, y después lo hacemos chorreado porque entonces esto lo compare chorreado. Vamos a hacer una cosa. Before, there are two different ways to brew coffee. Olga, you asked me before, you were mentioning before about sometimes those fancy methods and
Yeah.
things they use and they pour the coffee in the water. And then it's kind of weak for you, so you don't like it because it's not strong enough. With this device, that's the advantage. You can make it either kind of like light or smooth, but at the same time you can just like adjust something in it and make it very tasty and quite like stronger. And with the same coffee. There are two different ways to brew it.
Está reloj.
The way Vanessa did it is the most traditional method.
Did you connect it?
No, plug it in. Okay, and then instead of putting the coffee in the filter, it's like 1 spoon per cup of coffee.
1 teaspoon or tablespoon?
¿Usted le sirve así con la...?
Tablespoon. That's what I thought.
Okay, next, look at this. I'm going to pour the coffee directly here in the pot. And I want you to see two things.
This is my way.
Smell it?
¿Por qué lo hace así?
It smells very chocolatey.
I
Smells
can even
sweet.
smell from here.
Smells like caramel. Smells fruity. Smells delicious.
See? See?
Ahora sí, Vanessa, venga para que vea.
Oh, so nice.
Mario, sí, también.
Oh, you should.
It's actually fruity smell, you're right.
No, vamos a café
Smells
para
so
ver.
good.
Coffee, you have to drink it.
Okay, Vanessa, venga, venga.
Do you sell it somewhere in the store?
Taste the coffee.
Mario, vamos a café.
No, 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 el café todavía no.
Sugar is-
Todavía no. Vamos a hacer una cosa. Ok, poner un poquito aquí nada más.
Do you sell this coffee in the store?
Sí. This is,
Yeah.
this is coffee that is you find it in the store, but it's actually the higher grade, which is the coffee that is mostly exported. So you find some of it in the grocery stores. Yeah, okay, now we need hot water. Okay, another thing I want you to see is the color of the coffee.
Dame, yo le...
No, me enseñan para que vean el color del café y el gránulo.
It's not like super dark.
It's not super dark. Now I want you to see the color of the other coffee.
Yeah.
Ve el color.
See the color?
Sí, ¿de cuál?
Smell this coffee?
This is dark roast, right?
That's dark roast. But not only dark, it's not only a different roasting, it's also a different coffee bean.
Oh yeah, I see the color
Every day I
different.
make this.
Okay.
This is my coffee.
Now, water. Hot water. Hot water.
Ya se le vio el color. Ah, sí. You see the color?
Yeah.
Ahora sí, lo que vamos a hacer es esto.
So how hot is this
¿Por qué
water?
lo-
It's not boiled.
Not boiling. So the reason why water shouldn't be boiling, and we didn't understand that before, is because the heat, when it's more than boiling or harder than boiling, is going to pull out or is going to release the bitter compounds. It's going to extract the bitter compounds in the cup of coffee.
So it should not be
Should
boiled.
not be boiling. This one was boiling when it was in the fire. But when I bring it out here, I wait a couple of like some seconds and then we're ready to pour the water. What we're going to do, Vanessa is going to do it. Vanessa is going to pour the water here in the coffee.
¿Y
We're
por
gonna fill it
qué
up all
ahí?
the way. ¿Vas a ver?
It's interesting. In Turkey, they boil.
¿Para cuál?
Yeah, the Turkish
See,
coffee,
but
they
the coffee
boil.
they use is also super dark. Yeah, so it's like, it's basically culture. Más. Hasta arriba, hasta arriba. Más. Ahí. Listo. Now we're going to let it rest. 3 to 5 minutes. But look the foam that forms on the top. That's another thing. We didn't have maybe the time to explain it in the roasting. In the roasting, but actually, Olga, you did it. You got the beans before roasting. You smell them. You got them roasted already, and you could see that before roasting,
Yeah.
it didn't smell like coffee, and after roasted, it smelled like coffee. Because the taste and the aroma, it is developed after it's roasted. Doesn't taste or does not smell until it is roasted. Second, in the roasting, in the process of roasting, the roasted is going to have to have a lot of care, because there you develop from 800 to 1,000 aroma and taste compounds. I'm talking about aroma and taste. So there is a lot of stuff that has the rich aroma of coffee, and that stuff is volatile. Old coffee loses all the aroma. Fresh coffee has the aroma. Then here we can see how when it cools off, you can see when it's cool enough, you can see that it forms kind of like bubbles on top, and how the bubbles start changing the color. And the color, it becomes colorful.
More brown.
More brown. But at the same time, Vanessa just poured the water. But you can see that on top is formed like a layer. That layer keeps it warm underneath. And there is also a lot of gas inside. I mean, the gas is the aroma. And the gas cannot come all the way to the surface because there is that layer. There is formed that layer. So that stuff is inside. That heat is inside. That energy is inside. What's happening in there is basically more like a diffusion, where the flavors are getting dissolved into the water and they're going into a cup of coffee. If we did the pouring over here, put in the grounds in here and pour in the water through the grounds, the water will run through the ground so quickly, and wouldn't have the same time and the same contact, and it wouldn't pull out the same amount of flavors.
Like with the filter?
Like with the filter.
So like a dripping coffee machine, so it just goes through.
Okay, well, that's a good point.
Would I make it?
That's the way we make it. Not the traditional way.
Everybody, my grandma.
My mother, my grandma, this is the traditional way. This is kind of like a
Traditional way to put it in the filter.
Filter coffee.
Not good enough for me.
Okay, now look.
If you have this paper filter, it's a similar effect.
Yeah, it's basically the same. I like this kind of filter. I've seen, didn't exist. I don't know why it took too long to kind of like somebody to think on it and to make a device that was that efficient, which is like prensa francesa. French press, it's always been a mesh on top, a filter on top, where you press the grounds to the bottom. But the mesh was not efficient enough, where sometimes some of the sediments will come through the filter and will get your coffee. I watched a video where there was a more modern or a newer version of the French press that has a kind of like a much finer filter, like much finer strainer, that presses down all the grounds, but only grounds, so nothing goes through, remaining a very intense cup of coffee, but clean of sediments, very clean of sediments. Okay, now stand up, come close, and I want you to see something.
Entonces ahí que 3 minutos más fuerte queda más rico.
Sí, 3 minutos a 5 minutos, suficiente.
Se concentra todo lo que es el café ahí.
Okay, look, if I make a hole through it, that's going to let all the gases that are trapped in there to be released. Look at what's going to happen, especially in this coffee that is super fresh.
It's like volcano.
Like a volcano. Okay, picture every granule with volatile stuff inside. When water soaks the granule, it pushes out the air that's trapped inside to come out. But at some point, there is some like ceiling that does not let it to come all the way to the top. If you do that hole, well, the foam can come outside. If we stir it, we are going to kind of like pop off the bubbles, and the aroma is going to be released. Okay, I'm going to stir it, and you stay close to smell that. Ahorita el viento para dónde va? The wind is blowing this way. It's coming to my way. But you just get close to it.
Pero ya ahora Mario me va a hacer la cocina en desmadre.
But look at that beautiful fluff on top.
This is like the foam, right?
The foam, yes, this is the foam.
It's so thick.
And now we're going to do
Uy, sí.
filter it out. Smells so good. Okay, now we're going to filter it out.
¿Y ahora?
Ya vamos a ver porque usted lo filtre ahorita.
So you need to wash out the filter?
It is important to wash out the filter every time, especially because there may be bacteria or germs, and then you just kill them with hot water. But at the same time, you're warming up the pot.
So what it's made of? Like just cotton?
Yes, it's an old sack. Made of cotton.
So you never wash it. It stays like that.
Just with water.
Same like mocha, the Italian mocha. You never wash it. Yeah.
¿Me vale? Ahora sí, páselo por ahí. Como de medio ladito.
Pero debería echarlo aquí para que no piensen que quedó sucio el pichel.
No.
Hágalo, Ana.
Échelo. Páselo
Cuidado.
así.
Lo inclina de lado para no se le desperdicie.
Con ganas. O de lado o hecho eso, así. Okay, I want you to see this, the color of the coffee underneath. What color is it?
It's light brown.
Like caramel, brown, amber color. It's not black. Question: how strong you like your coffee?
Uy, se le fue la basura.
No importa, no importa. You like it strong, Vanessa? ¿Qué tan fuerte?
Y queda filtrado ahí.
It depends on the coffee. If
Depends on the coffee.
the coffee is cheap, then I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to see what this coffee tastes like.
How long you left the coffee in there?
Este
10 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
traditional.
Oh, you add more water
A little bit
just to dilute it?
No, to get the rest of the
Así la jugamos ya con eso.
from the
Okay, we're going to do the tasting.
You can put water afterwards and then make it dark as you want, right?
Sí,
That's what it
sí,
is.
sí.
Yes, I mean, in this case, sometimes we have to make coffee for 20 people. And when you have to make coffee for so many people, you first make it like this, very intense, and then you put extra water. You put water.
Yo run,
dilute.
ralito.
Este.
And the last group of people gets just water.
Sí, ¿cómo se dice en inglés raro?
Like
And in
weekend,
some
Light?
hostels
weekend,
we were,
lighter.
there was a,
Lighter,
so
right?
ein starker Kaffee, wo man verdünnt.
Okay, this is quite strong. What we're going to do, this one is going to be ralito. This is going to be your coffee.
So
But this one is going
this
to
one
be
is
strong.
less strong, right?
This is strong. That one is lighter. Okay, this is it. Mario, ¿cómo le gusta el café fuerte?
Sí, sí.
Como sea. ¿El hombre?
Y en vasos de ticos. ¿verdad?
No, voy a dar en este porque ahí no me sirve por la cantidad, es muy poquita. Se me calienta la jarra y no logramos el propósito. Ahora sí, I'm going to explain what we're going to do. We're going to do a tasting. It's interesting how the experts do the tasting. They slurp the coffee. I know this is not proper. You're at the table, you're not supposed to slurp food. But today you're allowed to do it because we are going to do an experiment. We're going to taste coffee the way the experts do it. And the way the experts do it is slurping the coffee, kind of like pulling air. Like this. The reason why you pull air because coffee has a lot of volatile stuff. And the only way to bring that volatile stuff all the way into your mouth, your taste, and your olfactory is pulling it by suction and the suction and the coffee like this. Second, we can only taste some basic flavors in our mouth. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. The richness of the taste we perceive it through the aromas. We have only 4,000 taste buds in our mouth, but we have more than 12 million smell receptors on our nose. That's the reason why we have to slurp the coffee. We're going to do it that way. I'm going to serve the coffee, and we're going to do the tasting. Vane, su tacita se está llenando. Venga, lo sirve usted, Vane, así como está. Para que se ve más bonita que yo no. Sírvalos
En
así.
serio, va, bueno.
Ha sido la, ¿cómo se llama? El ayudante. ¿Eh? Así que la otra también, entonces como somos 3, 6, 7, falta una.
Y el mío es ese.
Este es suyo, hagamos una cosa, vamos a poner este aquí, vamos a poner este aquí. Este es el de Vane porque Vane quiere café más light, pero falta el mío.
Sí, bueno.
Este es el mío.
More coffee here. Ustedes sí es cochino, le echo un poquitín. Just a little bit.
He's saying that I'm frugal. I'm frugal, I just put a little bit. Es que es para que
Same.
es porque está muy caliente.
Ya se puso rojo.
Se lo dio. Es porque tenemos que esperar que se enfríe un toque, porque el café tiene que enfriar. That's another thing. We might believe that we just brew the coffee and as soon as it's been filtered out, we can take it hot and start to drink it. Like that.
Yeah, I think we use this cup.
See, but if we just do that, we're going to burn our mouth. And we are not only going to burn our mouth, at the same time, coffee needs to take some time to get in contact with oxygen because oxygen oxidizes coffee and that's how it develops taste.
Sounds like wine.
Yeah, it
So
sounds
much-
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to pass the coffee around. One for every one of you. We're going to do the tasting together. We are like go ahead and see the color and smell the coffee.
Y el azúcar y el pan. I need bread and sugar.
No,
Milk.
no sugar. No
Not
bread.
today.
No
No sugar,
That's
but
too bad.
bread.
That's
You
the
sound like
recommendation.
Canadian.
Okay, we're going to smell the coffee. Smell the coffee first. Smells sweet.
Can I make tortilla with cheese?
We have enough flour and cheese, but it will be awesome. It'll be delicious. I like my coffee with bread as well. Okay, we're going to slurp the coffee. It's maybe still too hot.
Uy, pero
Where
sabe
we're going-
rico.
We're going to, yeah, it smells like caramelo, smells sweet, smells fruity a little bit. We're going to do something. We're going to notice how it changes the taste every time we slurp the coffee. Every time it's going to be like if we were tasting a different coffee every time. The first one, if you're not used to drink your coffee without cream or without sugar, question, do you drink your coffee without cream, without sugar?
Sometimes without and sometimes with a little bit more.
Okay, Alex,
Sometimes milk, sometimes not.
Vanessa,
¿Qué?
el café con leche o con azúcar o
No.
negro?
Just with a little bit of sugar.
A little bit of sugar. Okay,
Negro.
Krista negro.
Black.
Olga,
Sometimes with milk, no sugar.
Dario?
Como sea.
Como sea, okay, vamos a ver. This one is going to be new for everyone. This experience is going to be an experience for everybody. We're going to slurp the coffee and we're going to swirl it in our mouth, like this. Swirl it in your mouth 3 to 5 seconds, or 7 seconds. Let's do it. The first one is very strong and it can be very bitter. It can be very bitter, or it is very bitter. Mario, ¿cómo está? Poco amargo.
Porque hay que ser como los
Es que yo
viejitos.
tomo sin azúcar, entonces
Está acostumbrado.
me sabe normal. ¿sí?
My grandpa made like this.
They knew that was the proper
I
way
drink
to
it
do it.
without sugar, and then so
Okay,
I'm
the first
pretty used
one
to
is very bitter.
Why?
but
the
it's a
first
little
one-
strong.
To feel the taste?
The second changes completely. So slurp the second time and you're going to notice how much it changes.
Seguro de poner los dientes amarillos. ¿Verdad que abuelo Alfonso hacía así? Hacía
The
así.
second
Slider, right?
is lighter. It's less bitter.
It's sweet kind of.
Yes. So it changed completely. Now we're going to start to notice or start to taste more the traits that are like proper of this coffee.
Yeah.
We're gonna taste the sweetness and the fruitiness. Slurp it now. Do the same thing now. Now you're going to start to taste the sweetness and the fruitiness.
If I drink coffee like that in the office, probably people would not understand me.
No.
I think in Japan they will like you.
Right.
Because it sounds, it's tasty.
Yeah, it's like appreciation.
Appreciation.
You don't have to do this like every time you drink coffee. This is just in the beginning, just to get used to it. After you get used to it, you don't need to slurp the coffee
Ya
anymore.
me sabe muy rico, ¿verdad?
Okay, and
It's good.
it's good. It is sweet. It is smooth. It is not bitter. There was some bitterness in the beginning, but now the bitterness is turning more into a
And I
chocolate
don't need
taste,
sugar here.
and you don't need sugar.
It tastes like exactly. It tastes like chocolate without sugar.
Okay,
Little
next,
bit.
Sí, es la
next,
diferencia, ¿eh?
that's a big
The
difference.
difference.
From beginning to the third sip is being a big difference. There is going to be something that you're going to taste. You might have noticed it already, or you're not aware, but I'm going to mention it, and you're going to notice it right away. It's acidity. Remember the coffee
I
fermented.
feel it, yeah.
You feel the acidity. Coffee is fermented. When coffee is fermented, is where the acidity is created. But remember that we need high altitude, Arabica, harvested red, and nicely fermented,
Now we have
and
to
then carefully
know
roasted.
what acidity is.
Sourness.
Sourness?
Yeah.
Sourness. Okay.
We're going.
Side.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to slurp it, and you're going to feel the acidity on the sides and the back of your mouth. Let's do it again.
Sourness.
Mm-hmm.
Fruity, acidity, chocolatey, smooth, caramel, delicious. ¿Qué tal? Bueno, like this, you could drink coffee without sugar anytime. Oh yeah. When you drink a coffee. Did you like it, Olga?
I love it.
Delicious.
Seriously.
Super, salud.
Espresso.
Salud.
I take
Vanessa?
sugar off.
Salud.
Ahora me da un beso, a ver si sabe igual. Give me a kiss.
Are you sure you're drinking coffee? You stole the vodka from the.
Yeah, vodka. Did you drink the vodka?
Sometimes.
Give me some.
Right there, next to the bed, we have a bottle.
Oh, really?
Hola,
Yeah, you know,
okay.
yeah.
Pero es chirrito, ¿qué es?
Ah, yeah. It's like moonshine.
Chirriti. Dice abuela. Abuela decía.
Oh, actually, since coffee beans could be fermented, is there any way to make alcohol out of beans.
There is been some kind of like trying to make
Se
a
pone rojo.
wine or a fermentation, but it's not been like
Yo no
completely
sirva para
successful.
eso.
To
Not enough sugar?
not enough sugar. Well, there is enough sugar, but I don't know why, because there is the same amount of sugar that there is in the grape. Actually,
Y
in the
estudié eso,
coffee
aquí está
cherry,
el título.
the real sugar is measured, like it is measured.
Yeah,
grape.
like grape.
It's the same as a grape in some varieties, but I don't know. So there is kind of a liqueur, but it has not the
But liquor is just like flavored alcohol, but not made of
It is
coffee.
true, it's not fully made of coffee.
Nada más que esa es una calidad de exportación.
The flavor.
It's the flavor of coffee.
Sí, sí,
Nada más no diga para qué se usaba ese
yo procedimiento.
Pues sí,
Claro, you tell them.
tiene que decir.
No,
Qué
no,
vergüenza.
lo diciendo. If somebody needs to go to the restroom, it's back there.
In the bush?
No,
Yeah, my grandma used to have it like outside of the house.
there's some kind of tree around.
It's right there.
Yeah,
Look.
there's a tree over there.
The banana leaves.
We can go there and
Qué
have lunch, but
asco.
it's too many mosquitoes.